All right, so you guys know me. I'm gonna share the hell out of something. And lately, today, well, I say between yesterday and today. Today is the 26th of May. Yesterday was the 25th of May. There's been a lot of I've been seeing and hearing a lot of things about the industry, the gambling industry, the poker industry. Um, just a lot, and this is important because this is some of the same things that I've talked about in the past, mostly online, but also some experiences in person. um, and I mean, here you guys go. Like if you go back to my videos that I talked about years ago, I was complaining and trying to get the word out to everybody, even Joey Ingram, Doug Polk, everybody, about the unfair, suspicious play, especially of ACR. Um, and like no one really cared. No one cared. And then like a year or two later, then that's when they started wanting to care. Like after um, we hit COVID, it's like everybody eyes opened for some reason. Um, and speaking of COVID and people's eyes opening, and me mentioning in previous videos where it seemed like after COVID-19, it just became harder and harder to even win or play online, especially when it came to poker. And there's a video that I'm gonna record right after this one, and you guys will see what I'm saying. But I want you guys to listen to this. It's important. It's funny. This also is something that allows you to watch to sort of know what to watch out for because, um, like I said, my first like I said, I started online. When I stepped into my first casino, it was like years after playing online, and it's played so differently. But even when I started getting into in-person poker, I started hearing stories, all kinds of things. I played with Jeff Gross, I believe that's his name. Even Puya. I'm not sure if you guys know who that is. It's a rapper in South Florida. And when I would go down, well, I still go down to South Florida a lot. But when I'm down there, um, I played with some of those people, and I've heard all kinds of stories, even at casinos down there. I think it's called like Hialeah or something, where the floor was cheating with certain players, and just all kinds of crazy stuff like in tournaments. And people just find it so hard to believe that this stuff goes on when it's easy. It's been going on. It's been going on since the Cowboys and Indians times. Um, I mean, it's nothing new. And you'll hear Joey Ingram talk about it. But I want to play it. I don't want this to be too long, but I find it important. I didn't watch the whole thing, um, so I'm going to stop it at the portion I stopped at. So.
Martin Zamani was in the game as well. Martin Zamani, is just a guy, credible witness. Obviously we don't know about this fucking guy. This guy's a crazy guy. So there's games running on. There's cash games going on the back there. And obviously it's in Texas. There's a lot of action. So what I'm told is there's one guy in the game who's just creating a lot of action. He's doing a lot of really crazy things. He's talking a big game. He's putting, he's playing. We've all played with guys like this, right? So,
Facts.
and now what we're told is the suspicion started happening because the play style didn't make sense. This guy was giving a lot of action. He wasn't winning money, but then there'd be other players in the game who'd be winning a lot of money, and then the regulars in the game started suspecting that cheating was taking place somehow. So we got the shuffle machine. It's the shuffle deck too, and kind of looking through.
And remember, when I talk about the shuffle machine, I'm not just talking about table games. Um, I talk about them, table games as in like Ultimate Texas Hold'em and Blackjack. I'm talking about regular games. These machines are programmed. These machines, everything goes into these machines. Basic strategy is programmed into these machines. A lot of things are programmed to these machines because, again, it helps build those odds in the house's favor. Even in poker, when you're sitting at a regular poker, you wonder why a certain seat keeps getting all these amazing hands over and over and over. Well, by design.
More information on the shuffle deck too, how the patent system for the shuffler works. It does seem to me that if you
And this is why I always say, if you're a table game person where you're playing blackjack, ultimate Texas Hold'em, try on your spare time to deal cards yourself, and just see how different it plays. I'm not saying you're gonna win every hand, but there's gonna be a lot less bad beats. There's gonna be a lot less foolery, where the house or the bankers, winning so often and so crazy.
can get access to the shuffle machine and you know how to work the shuffle machine, there are potential exploits you can do with the shuffle machine where you could potentially relay information to
Facts.
maybe some type of device or some type of system.
Talked about
And
this about
also,
the
we
hard
know
rock.
if you get access to the playing cards and you put some sort of device in the playing cards, then depending
RFC.
on how that information relays to your device, whether that's on your phone, whether that's
RFI.
through some sort of audio system, whether that's through probably not marking a system, but we know if you get access to the cards, you can know what cards people are going to have. There's systems that will tell you which hand is going to win. It doesn't matter what hand it is. So if you're playing with somebody else in a game and you guys both know that one of your friends' seat's going to win in the game, and you know what I'm saying? Like it becomes very easy to be able to figure out systems and strategies to manipulate the game for your side winning money. And even if you give action, even if one player loses a bunch of money, the other players in the game might win a bunch of money, and then it puts you in a very profitable position. If I'm a professional, I'm looking around like, what's happening? Look at that guy. He's going on with this. This guy's fucking crazy, right? But this guy's always in that. You see what I'm saying? This guy's playing 80% of his hands. I want to play 80% of the hands with this guy. Other guy comes on in too. He's playing a bunch of hands as well. This guy's crushing it. That guy's crushing it. This guy, he's losing. So this is what I'm told was taking place. This is a common hustle. Okay, this ain't reinventing the wheel. It's a common hustle. You
Exactly.
could get
Not
access, or if
reinventing
you
it.
get access to the operational device, if you get access to the cards, and then you have other people in the game, then you're in a fucking good spot.
Colluding.
So what I'm being told is that pros are being invited to this game. This game's running in the back room. And then at some point, the action guy gets banned because now the players, they're talking with the management. They're saying, hey, I think something's happening. What I'm told by management in this situation, by Justin, by Brent, is that they're trying to watch these players. They couldn't come to any sort of proof anything's taken place. Now, obviously, we know maybe they're not incentivized to find proof. Maybe they're, who knows what that relationship take place. That's something to me that stands out as interesting to think more about in this situation. So I'm told that this guy, the action guy, gets banned from the game.
Sounds
So
very
the action
fishy,
guy,
but
they
keep
don't let this
listening.
guy play in the game anymore. Okay, so I hear that, and to me, a more common story, right? It's not common to hear management involved in the card room operations to come to you and say, hey, like, this is what we think's taking place, but we really couldn't prove it. But, okay, we don't got no proof. Is there a video on camera? Is there a tape of it? You got a tape of the guy doing it? What else kind of is there to go with? And I'm told by management there were some other unusual things that they thought about the player where they decided to ban this player from the game. So then we go to the outer games, and here's the outer one.
Now, just listen very careful to this. This is important, because I even had a situation like this, and I actually just stopped playing at that particular casino because it just didn't feel right. It was a particular player. They would always come in, and they were just trash, and you can tell they were trash by the things that they played, but they would always just win. And there was always this one other guy in the middle that would just always seem to boost the pot, but then fold to a small bet. It's crazy, but just listen.
3 games. So now what I'm told by players and by management is that 2 players came into the games and just started fucking cleaning up these games. So they were really crushing the games hard. And then the shuffler machines were turned off. So they turned off the shuffler machines because they're like, people are saying things like so they turn them off. These players either stop playing as much or they come back in, realize the machines are off, and then the winning session stop because the cash outs are tracked for these players. They win a certain amount of money. So if these certain players are cashing out a bunch of money, then those things end up being tracked in the situation. So management said, okay, players are getting concerned. They turn the machines back on. The players come back in and start crushing it again, allegedly. So these players start crushing it again. And then at some point in time, the players are like, you got to get these guys out of the game. So they turn the machines off again, I guess. And then the machines, they want to turn them back on. These 2 players come back in, and then the players do a walkout where they go, we're not playing with these 2 people.
Smartest thing they
can do. You can't use these machines anymore. These shuffler machines got to be turned off. So then the shuffler machines get turned off, and then about 10 days ago, I'm told that they were completely removed altogether.
Listen to this.
So now you have Justin and you have Brent, who management, and these 2 are now done working at Prime.
I wonder
why.
They
tell me that they quit, whether it's for this and other reasons combined. You guys know how your jobs get. Sometimes you get your jobs for a while. Live poker's picking back up. A lot of cards are taking place.
Again, this is nothing new. If you go back and you look through poker history, again, this has happened in a few states. This has happened in Vegas. This has happened in Florida. I think Hialeah, like I said before, and at another casino. Like, this has happened plenty of times where the floor was involved in some type of cheating. So,
there's a lot of opportunity out there. Prime Social's been through its own dramatic incidents over the years. Maybe you feel like, I don't really want to be involved in this anymore. So these 2 people are out. And when I talked with Justin more about it, he says that he quit just because they didn't feel like there was anything that he could do about the situation. They couldn't prove what was happening.
Yeah, okay.
Owner says it's not taking place. So now you got these 2 guys that work their management staff. They quit. They're done. You got the shuffling machines. They're now out of there. You have the 2 players. They're allegedly out of town. They left the fucking town with the money. They got out of there. So that's where we sit at right now, is we have insiders who are saying.
So I actually didn't listen past, I think it was 10:57, 10:47, something like that. So this information that we're hearing now is both new to me or you and I.
That they strongly believe these are taking place. You have professional poker players who they strongly believe something was taking place. One of those situations where there isn't necessarily this hard proof about it, where there's text messages or there's people watching them, see them, pull out another card. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And this information was brought to me, and it did seem like a credible thing to take forward, because if you got a shuffler machine back in the back room and I can bring in all the high stakes guys, you run this operation, you're just fleecing people. So if I'm hearing these strong allegations, management quits, to me, that seems like something that you'd want to mention in the poker community and say, hey, if you're going to go play high stakes down there, like, at least be careful, understand what's going on, even though you should always be doing this in any game that you.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it there. But regardless, like he said, be careful. But it's not just there; it's everywhere. You gotta be careful. If you feel that something is just not right, then take a step back. If it's you and multiple people, then you definitely know there's something wrong. So, again, just keep your eyes and ears open and be careful.